this session today on managing financial resources and division and decisions. Okay, it's there on the Moodle, and we will be discussing basically L4 or P 4.1, that is on various financial statements. We have done earlier referred to a lot of financial statements. Right? So in one of the tasks, I remember you have gathered information on various financial statements. So can we know some of the financial statements you have done, referred to earlier? Do you remember? So one of them was profit and loss. What else? Do you remember?
Gross profit.
Yeah, I'm asking about the statement. Gross profit is included in the profit and loss. So statements as in profit and loss. What are the other one? Income statement, then. Yeah, that's part of the. What are the other statements? Did we discuss the balance sheet?
Yeah.
Then we have done also the cash flow. What cash comes in, goes out. Okay. So today we will be discussing these various financial statements, and because P 4.1 is based on this, so what we will do is first try to define the income statements. Okay. So we will restrict our 45-minute session to income statement. Then we will study who are the users. Then we will study, try and discuss what information is got from the statement, where it is available, how they are connected, and why they are needed. Okay. So you will see on the board, these are as if you go down, we have put it up on a Moodle. So we have been using technology quite effectively. So if you go down on the Moodle, okay, we have everything there. So those content is very much there. Okay. So notes are available, plus we have put up a video. Okay. So explaining the various aspects of it. So as 4.1 discuss the main financial statements. So we will discuss the income statement first. It is also called as the profit and loss statement. Okay. So is it clear? Okay. So we'll go to the income statement. We'll take a look at the balance sheet later and the cash flow. These are apparently the three financial statements we have studied earlier. So we'll restrict the first one, the 45 minutes, to income statement. We'll see what are the components of it. Okay. So we'll try and define what is the income statement. So what is the income statement? Income statement is a statement in which income and expenses are recorded, giving the idea of profit or loss situation for a specific period of 1 year. Now, what do you call income? Can you give an example of income?
For example, business, when they do business,
Yes.
they sell and buy equipment.
They sell something. For example, if you are in a restaurant, they sell food. So you get money, that's income. Personal income is your salary. You're working, right? So if you work, you get salary, that's income. So this statement is about, we record all the income and then we record all the expenses. So end of the day, we try and see after use up of the income, what is left. Okay. So what is left is obviously going to be gross profit. Okay. So suppose for a month you are given a salary of, let's say you are earning 15,000 dirhams. Okay. Your expenses are, you pay car installment, okay, or you pay rental for your house, for example, or you use petrol. Okay. So such expenses, food, all these you maybe you buy cosmetics. So all these you separate out and you get the gross statement. So basically we can say that what is left out of the income, whatever earnings are there, what is left after expenditure is recorded. Okay, and generally for a business, as per GAAP, we also discussed what is GAAP. GAAP is generally accepted accountable principles. Okay, so this is as per that, so which is fundamentally followed in UAE, in Europe as well as US. So it says that you need to record the statement, all the expenses and income for a year specifically. Okay, and generally we follow from Jan 1st to December 31st. So this is as per GAAP, what is defined and what's mandatory. Okay, so we are very clear now. So I'll just repeat it for your convenience. Income statement is a statement in which income and expenses are recorded, giving the idea of profit and loss situation for a specific period. This part is very important because if it's not for a specific period, you'll have a problem. Because you're going to, so let's say you do it for 5 years, so the income for 5 years should be recorded and the expenses for 5 years should be recorded. It's not that you record income of 1 year and against that you do the expenses of 5 years. So it will not match. Okay, then there will be a problem. So if you are doing for 1 month, what income you get for 1 month, what expenses you get for 1 month, you're going to record it. Only then it makes sense to get the saving or the gross profit.
Okay, I have a question.
Yes, please.
Why it's 1 year? If it's 2 years, what will happen?
You can make it for 2 years, but the this thing is, as I said, it's generally accepted accountable practices. Means in the world, the chartered accountants have got together and they said that it's going to be for 1 year. 2 years is quite a lot of time for business. If it's a 1 year restricted period, what happens at the end of the year, you know where we stand, whether the company is making profit or loss. And this is very useful for investors, especially if it's a limited company, the shareholders. Shareholders would like to know, they are worried whether the company is doing well or not. You understand? For example, if you are working for your company, so you will be worried to know whether the company is doing profit or loss. Why do you think you want to know whether it's making profit or loss?
You should know. So you
That's
can see.
should is what? What is the need? So, suppose it is a loss-making company, you would like to stay for long?
Loss?
No. So you want to shift. So how will you know unless they make this statement? You understand? That's mandatory that they make it for 1 year. It's as per GAAP. Generally accepted accounting practices. Okay, that's followed worldwide. So it will also be done in your accounting sessions. So Imran or maybe Ahmed will cover that. Okay. So we go to the next part. So we look at different types of users. Okay. So one of the user is just specified. You are a user because you are an employee, right? So are you an internal user or external user? Whether you are within the company? Internal. Okay. So there comes a difference between internal user and external user. Okay. So we'll see that how it goes. So we have two types of users: internal user, external user. Right? Internal users include owners, managers, employees. Okay. So can we have an example of owners, right? We did in the assignment Mr. Ali and Mr. Salman for the restaurant. Okay. So they were the owners. Okay. Employees could be anyone. One of you she just described. And of course, if you are working in the accounting department as Dream is, so do you have a finance manager?
Yes.
Okay, so he will definitely want to know what is the profit, what is the loss, because he needs to make reports, he needs to report this to the management, right? So the external users, bank managers, suppliers, investors. So we see bank manager like Emirates NBD in your assignment. Then you take a loan, he would like to know whether your business is profit or loss. If it is loss, it's going to be projected loss. Will you fund? You'll think 2 times, because if your business is not able to make profit, from where you will pay his installment. Right? Supplier, you would like to know whether your business is doing profit or loss. so that he can give you credit. For example, let's say he gives material to you on credit, 30 days, 60 days. So if it's a loss making company, he is going to get money. He may not give you credit, you say cash. You take discount, but give me cash. Because I don't know whether tomorrow you will be able to pay me or no. Right? So investor, he had seen the example in the assignment, Ahmad and Mohammed. Right? They were external. So they were prepared to fund or put money, okay, or could be a shareholder or anyone like that. So this is the difference between internal and external users and who are some of these. Okay. So we'll go to the next part. Income items, what all are included. Okay. So you'll see there are two formats which are specified. Okay. You can make one like this. I put it there. It's a vertical pattern. Okay. Or you can make it horizontal like this. So this is the generally accepted norms. You always record all the income on right hand side, expenses on the left hand side. Okay. So when you say income, so we call it revenue or you can call it sales. Okay. Suppose we call it sales, you will say less discounts given. You may have items like less returns. Okay. All this will give you net sales. What all is actually sold, we need to consider only that. Okay. Otherwise, it will be a bigger figure. So, what is net sales? Whatever you sold, okay, less discount you are given, less returns. Sometimes you sell, it is not good material, it comes back. So, you need to reduce that. Okay. So, net sales. Expenses side, everything. We call it cost of sales or expenses. And you start recording everything, salaries, the whole thing. Okay. Then you come to the net cost of sales. So ultimately you get a gross profit, which is nothing but the difference between these two. Net sales minus cost of sales. Okay, so that's exactly what I've written there. Income items are revenue earned from the sales, sale of asset. For example, if you sell some asset, that is also shown as income. Okay. Then expenses are operation expenses, purchases made, interest paid, dividend paid, etc. So if you look at a restaurant, for example, what are the purchases you make? You're going to make biryani. So what do you require for biryani? Spice, rice. Main item is rice, right? Chicken, if you are going to make a chicken biryani, yes. So all that you need to buy. So you're going to pay cash or you're going to pay on credit. If the guy allows you 30 days, 60 days, that's good. So you got money to roll. Otherwise it will be a very tight liquid state. I mean, you will be having liquidity problem. You have to pay cash and the income is not coming, you may have problem. Okay. So these are some of the items which are available on the income and expense statement or the income statement or profit and loss. So this is one of the example of vertical style of or format in which they say the same thing. If you say sales, cost of sales, okay, this is horizontal, this is vertical. So gross profit. Okay, and then you keep reducing rest of the things. This is from the operations. Then you get selling and administrative expense. People who are not connected to this, but still you are paying some salary or something, that comes under this. Okay, depreciation expenses and so on. So this will be the income statement format. So we'll be covering more of this in the subsequent sessions. So what is very important to note is income statement is normally for 1 year time frame. Okay. So as I explained to you, why not 2 years or 3 years? It's because it's specified by GAAP. Generally accountable.
How often it's less than 1 year?
If it's going to be less than 1 year, again you need to project it for a year. I mean, unless your business is shut. If your business is shut, again you will project it for the whole year. Because let's say you start today and you close your business in 6 months. So after 1 year also it's the same income and the same expense. You understand? So normally managers do make 6 months, 8 months, 12 months report. But when you go public or when you need to give it to auditors or when you declare your income, you need to make it 1 year. Okay. So what are the things we learn now? You got definition of cost of sales. If you look at it, cost of sales made by business include material, labor, associated expenses, okay, overheads. So this is the cost of sales which is on your left hand side of your format. Definition of gross profit, okay. Gross profit or sales profit is the difference between revenue and cost of making a product, service before deducting overhead, payroll, taxation, that is the administrative cost, okay. Then you have definition of net profit. Net profit is once you get a gross profit, you deduct certain expenses which are not related to the operations and arrive at the net profit. Okay. So this is the way it is connected. So if you look at it in short, sales, what are the things we learn? Sales less, sales discount, sales returns, okay, which are any gains on when you sell an object, so net sales. Net of all the sales for the year. Expenses, expenses side, cost of sales, operating expenses, selling expenses, general and administrative expenses, interest paid, provision, etc. So you come at the gross and the net profit. Gross profit will be defined as income minus expenses. In general, this is gross level, and if you deduct less other expenses, you get the net profit. Okay. So what we will do is, based on this, before I conclude, we'll take a quiz. Okay. So I'll just allocate 5 minutes for this. You need to quickly do the quiz. There are basically 5 questions. Okay. And then you just tick the right alternative and give it back to me based on what we have learned till now, so I can give you a feedback. So you can also refer to the notes, the points what we covered. These are some of the notes you have. We've already done earlier connected parts of this. So we have defined the profit and loss, we have defined who are the users, we have defined what is the information you get from the statement, okay. How they are connected, we will see. How it's available, we will see. Why it is needed, we will see. So just pick the right answer and give it back to me. So also importantly, it's available on Moodle. So try and use technology as far as possible. So the same set of questions I put it here. So you can also redo your This ring went down. Okay, you got 2 more minutes. You got 2 more minutes. Do it. Done? Excellent. So all of you seem to have understood the activity first and then use the information what we have just learned to do the quiz, and all of you have earned 5 out of 5. So well done. So we should continue like this. Okay. So we will take a look at what are other things we need to consider. Okay. So where is this kind of information available? Where do you think it will be available? Will it be available with your finance manager? The income, profit and loss statement? Read? In the account statement, yeah. The account statement will be available in the accounts department, the finance manager. Okay. Then it will be available on the website because it's a public limited company. Then you need to declare your results. Okay. It will be available in the newspapers when they declare it. Okay. It will be news, yes. So it will be available at all these places. So how they are connected? So which is the statement out of these 3? Which is the first statement we make? Do we make cash flow? We make a cash flow first because it shows all the cash which comes in and goes out. Okay. From the cash flow, we make the profit and loss, and from the profit and loss, we carry the to the balance sheet. Okay. We carry the net profit to the balance sheet. Excellent. Okay. So why they are needed? Because we have seen why they are needed. They are used by different users, so it is needed. One thing is it's compulsory, mandatory under GAAP, by the UWE law, okay, by the company law and international practices. That is one. Second thing is it is required by the managers to take any decision. It is required by the employees to know whether the company is doing well or no. It is required by the investors to invest money. Okay, like that. So we have seen why they are needed. We have seen all of these. Okay. So let's quickly conclude with your help. So what is the income statement? Definition. Income statement is a statement which records what all? What do you record in an income statement? Expenses, income, you arrive at the gross profit. So it is all for 1 year. Okay. So that's the definition in the first case. Then we see who are the users. We just discussed it. Owners, bank managers, investors, suppliers. Okay. You see the main items in the income statement, the components of the income statement. Okay. So if you have any questions or any doubts. Okay. So you also made sure the resources have been used properly. You have put it on the Moodle. The technology has been used. Okay. The adequate notes which are given, which will help you do the quiz, and it clearly shows your understanding of the subject of this session. Okay. Thank you.